policies, as well as business and health affairs that shape our worldview. The program also encapsulates personalities, institutions, authorities that make decisions that affect the lives of people anywhere in Nigeria. And then we also avail you, our listeners, the opportunity to call into the program and ask questions from our guests on the topic of discussion. Now, today's conversation will be centered around image management, what a lot of people know out there as public relations, but today we'll call it reputation management and governance. And because it is not just only in the precincts of governance, but it also has to do with brands. Now, today's modern and digital marketing place has driven weak products and brands out of business. The ones smiling to the bank use a combination of marketing communications techniques that gives more opportunity to increase the number of times they engage their customers. Public relations is one of the means they engage in reaching their customers. So, on the other hand, public relations practice is widely recognized as an important part of the contemporary world and has contributed to various sectors such as corporations, governmental agencies, and non-governmental agencies. In contemporary world, all political organizations display a dire need to connect with the public, with the people, to have a stronger ground root and execute their agendas and manifestos. Discussions of the role of performance or the public relations within the context of political affairs emphasized two distinct areas: the adoption of public relations practice by non-governmental activities and the use of these practices by government in political processes. This talk will discuss the practice of PR in liberal democratic societies, and of course our case is Nigeria, with an emphasis on corporate public relations. Moreover, it focuses on analyzing the role of public relations in various ministries of government, since the practice of PR creates a positive image. Now, my guest for today is Samuel Adeyemi. Samuel Adeyemi is a seasoned media strategist with expertise in reputation management, media entrepreneurship, and journalism. He has extensive experience in various areas of the media industry, including print, marketing, digital, political communication, and journalism. As a media strategist, Samuel helps organizations and individuals increase their visibility, maintain top-of-mind awareness among their target audience and stakeholders, and boost their brand equity. He has worked with senior media consultations on political campaigns and has consulted for companies in various sectors of the Nigerian economy. Samuel is the lead strategist at Media DNA, an integrated marketing communications firm that creates and enhances the influence of purpose-driven organizations and individuals. He served as the public relations executive on the Executive Council of Lagos State Chapter of Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, the largest chapter of communications professionals in Nigeria. Now, let's go on a break briefly. When I return, myself and Samuel will be having communications on reputation management. I said communications. We'll be having conversation, rather, on reputation management and governance. Do stay with us.
If it's public opinion, expert analysis, information that matters to you, we have it on record. Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. on High Impact 102.1 FM. Call us 0700-1021-1021. WhatsApp 0907-224-5018.
Put a touch of class and finesse on your brand by advertising with us at High Impact 1021 FM. For more information, call
0706 393 5694, 0915 958 1881, or 0902 745 3931.
Follow us on our social media platforms at High Impact 1021 FM. Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
On record.
Every word matters.
Welcome back. Many thanks for joining us on the program. Earlier, I told you we will be talking about reputation management and governance. I read a profile of my guest this morning. His profile is very, very somewhat intimidating, but it's okay. Samuel, the lead strategist at the Media DNA and Integrated Marketing Communications firm. Welcome to On Record.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Now, when this talk about public relations comes on, some people are, trying to think around public relations. What does this mean? Why is this thing out there? Why does it seem important? Because they feel it's very, very important and people give attention to it. So what's public relations?
Okay. Thanks for having me once again. It's a great pleasure to be here. You guys have a great studio.
Thank you.
Okay. So public relations is very important for any organization, for any entity, because if you don't carry your public along, you're going to have challenges. You're going to have problems. Public relation, it's we have different definitions, but I won't bore you with the definitions. But it's just basically managing your relationships, managing your stakeholders, managing dissemination of information to everyone that is connected to your organization, directly or indirectly. So there are people that are directly connected to your organization. There are people that are not directly connected to your organization. So public relation is strategizing and coming up with communication plan for all these kind of people that you've identified, these stakeholders that you've identified, disseminating information and passing the right information to them, understanding what they need, understanding what they want to know about your organization, and coming up with a communication plan to disseminate information to them.
There's something when you talk about brands and communicating with the people out there who interact with this brand.
Yes.
Right? Is this part of communications, does it equally involve the colors and logos of this brand? Because brands spend lots of money trying to develop creatives for this.
Yes.
Why? How? Why?
Yes. Communication, it's all-encompassing. It's about pictures. It's about image. It could even be a non-verbal communication, just by a wave of hands and all that. That's communication. So communication takes different formats. It takes different shapes. It can, colors communicate. Colors communicate.
Really?
Yes, colors communicate. If you wear it, it could signal danger. It could signal action. It could signal passion.
Okay.
Oh, yesterday was Valentine. You
Yes.
could see everywhere painted in red. People are wearing red. What does it mean? It means passion. It means love. White is purity. You understand?
Okay.
So images are communication. Images communicate. So like you mentioned, pictures, images, they communicate.
Okay.
So that is why communication is very important. It's not just about text. It's
Okay.
about what you say. It's about how you say it. It's about even where you say it. It's about the channel where the information is even disseminated. So it's a whole lot of different areas where communication can take place.
Okay, because whilst you were answering, while I asked this question, I somewhat related it to even political parties in our country.
Yes.
You see political parties with different logos. Some of them
Yes.
have brooms
Yes,
as their
yes,
logo. I
yes,
know you are
yes.
not the spokesman of these political
Yes,
parties,
yes,
so I
yes.
would have asked you the meaning of that. Some of them have
No, I
brooms.
can even say something about
some
it,
Some
yes.
of them have brooms. Some
Yes.
of them have umbrellas.
Yes.
Some of them have mother, father, and child.
Yes,
Some of
yes.
them have basket of foods.
Yes,
Some of
yes.
them, I just wonder what were they trying to
yes,
communicate
they
to people?
are communicating. So the only party in 2015, when they were coming into government, they said they had a broom. They want to sweep off all
Filth.
all the filth in the government,
in society,
in society,
Nigeria.
poverty and all that. And it was a very strong imagery because a lot of people then were not happy with that government then. So that boom was a very strong imagery, like, okay, with this boom, we will sweep up this government, we will bring this. And then of course we had the umbrella.
Yes.
The umbrella is umbrella, you know what umbrella can do for you? It can shield you from rain. You understand? So it means that it's a party that can shield you from every challenges, when the rain comes, they will they will shield you from the rain. Now we have the
umbrella. I mean, sorry, the umbrella. The logo that talks
logo.
about that have father, mother,
mother,
and child.
yes, father, mother, and child,
yes.
Labour Party.
Okay.
So they are talking about. So they are the party for the people, the labor. The know what labor signifies. Labor signifies the working class. So if you are a working class, you have a family. You are interested in making sure that your family, live a better life. You understand? If you notice, even the candidate that is on the
Yes,
party
yes.
of Labour Party, what he has been doing
Presidential
these
candidate,
days now, you see him wearing, because it's a new party.
Yeah.
So the people that are not literate, they need to know where to
Thumb print.
during the election. So the man is wearing is now, if you see what he's wearing, I know likes to wear black,
Yes.
and then you see the logo
Okay.
boldly pasted on the, so that people can see it, because it's a new party. You understand? And then we have the party that has basket of food and all
Yes.
that. Yeah, and the part of the country where that party is very strong
Okay.
is the food basket of the nation.
All right.
Most of the food that we consume in Lagos, in the southwest, in Nigeria, comes from the northern part of Nigeria.
Okay.
So it means, the man is communicating that when it comes to government, when the party comes to government,
There will be
there are
plenty of
of food and all that. So images are very strong.
True. Well, that's good. Now let's talk to us about public relations and how to know the appropriate ones for brands to use, because sometimes brands don't deliver when they promise this, when they promise that, and some of them use different strategies when it comes to communicating and interacting with the public. What as a communication strategist, what do you think they adopted before coming up with such plans?
Okay, so like I mentioned, communication, public relations, whatever names you call it. In fact, one thing I like about public relations is that it has different names. Communication, corporate strategies, corporate communication. It just depends on the organization. Public affairs, public affairs, corporate communication, reputation managers, government affairs. So the thing is, first and foremost, you need to first sit down, and because what we are taught in school, there is a model called RACE. So the first thing you have to do as an organization is to do a research. Who are your publics? So I know publics is our own jargon. Public with S.
Yes.
So it means people that are directly or indirectly connected to your organization. So who are the people that are connected to your organization? You need to do a research. It's not everybody that is online. So if you are targeting the millennials, you know where to go to.
Okay.
If you are targeting the old people 50 and above, you can't go to TikTok. You are just going to waste your money. But if you want to talk to teenagers and you are going on Facebook, you are wasting your money. If you have to go to where they are, where they congregate. That's where you're going to meet them. You understand?
Okay.
And then you now come up with a strategy that will be able to communicate with them effectively. So you don't just wake up and say, okay, what is the reigning platform today? Oh, it's TikTok. And then you want to talk to people in the rural community. You are wasting your time. You understand? And for instance, now if you want to communicate to people in the north, you can't go on social media. You can still use a part of social media, but if you use radio, you are going to penetrate a lot of places. You are going to reach more people. You understand? If you want to target working class people in Lagos, there are platforms you have to go to. If you want to target housewives, there are targets that there are platforms you have to go to. So that will determine, research will determine how you coin your communication strategy. So you don't just wake up and say, okay, this is a platform I want to use. You don't just wake up and say, okay, this is what I want to write. In fact, the way you write even will determine whether your communication will be accepted. You don't, if you are writing for teenagers,
yes,
you can't use that same language for people that are enlightened, for professors and all that. They'll just be looking at you. If you look at the language that Guardian uses and compare it with the language that The Sun uses, they are different. Their target audience are different. Yes, their target audience are different. Guardian, it's for the top elites, but Sun, it's a tabloid. It's for everybody.
Okay.
It's something that you can quickly read and be able to grasp. So you need to understand your target audience for you to be able to.
I want to. We may not mention brands again, but I want to talk about. Let's look at the terms of PR within the domain of companies that are into amusement parks and resorts in Nigeria. There's this thing about Nigerians who don't use those facilities except there is festive seasons, or probably organizations are coming in for their maybe annual meeting, general meetings, apart from that time.
Or retreats.
Or retreats. So what kind of communications would you prefer in these organizations to deploy to get the people to come use that facility?
So if you are talking about amusement park
and resorts, where you have games. And game centers, just name any kind of game, you find it there.
Okay, so let me start from amusement park.
Yes.
They have two kind of customers.
Okay.
And those are the kids and the parents.
Okay.
So you need to, direct your communication to the kids and also to the parents. That is why you see some of those brands, some of those noodles brands, where they will use a lot of children and all that.
Okay.
Just even the song, so that it appeal to that kind of people. So they have communication that are directed to people, so that when those kids hear those sounds, they can see those commercial, they can then pressurize their parents like, oh, mom, dad, let's go to this place, take us to this place. You understand?
Okay.
So you have to, target your communication strategy to the parents and to the kids for the amusement parks. And for those leisure places and all that, if it's a place
for
like
hotels
and all, so you need to be able to show that you have a lot of facilities that can make people relax, have fun. You have a very nice place and all that. And if you are targeting a place in a busy city like Lagos, you have to communicate leisure. You have to communicate getaway, because we are so busy in Lagos. You understand? So if you can communicate that, you can come to our facility, you're going to have fun without breaking the bank,
Okay.
So I'm sure that will surely be able to convince people to come to your facility.
Okay.
But it also depends, like I mentioned, there is no one size fits all. You first need to understand, because a leisure park on the island is different from a leisure park on the mainland.
Okay.
So you need to understand your environment and be able to come up with the right strategy to attract,
the people
there. to your this thing. Okay. So because a 5-star hotel on the island, the same communication they will use will be different from a 3-star, a 2-star hotel on the mainland, say somewhere in Oshodi, Agege, and all those places. It's not the same thing. They can't communicate the same way. They can't communicate on the same platform.
Okay.
So you first need to understand who are people that can afford my services, that can afford this hotel, that can afford this amusement park, that can afford. So if the gate fee is say 100,000 naira, you sure know that you can't go and put that kind of
in Agege.
You will not. But if it's say from 10,000 naira, 5,000 naira, 20,000 naira, 15,000 naira, you can still see some people. In fact, some hotels in those places, they can even be having maybe weekly events. Weekly events. They bring their top artists to come and play there.
Just to attract.
Okay. People. They may not even pay to come in. They can say, okay, you can come in, and then once you come in, you can now buy drinks and all that. You can even use the
games, the facility.
You can even use the EPL, the Champions League, different sporting events as a way of attracting people. So they just come and watch free of charge. Instead of going to viewing center, just come and watch and just buy drinks.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, to our listeners, these are questions I'm going to send to you now. You don't need to mention brands when you call into the program, please. I just want you to know.
Or else you want to pay us.
Yes, exactly. Now, you can tell us the way and manner you were treated when you went, when you get services from any company, from agencies, the way and manner you were treated, what they portray themselves to be, and the way the treatment you got from them. Please don't mention names of brands. I am going to cut you off if you do. Now, the numbers to call 0700 1021 1021. I take that again, 0700 1021 1021. You can send in WhatsApp messages on 0907 224 5018. 0907 224 5018. We are live on Twitter at High Impact 1021 FM. We are also live on YouTube at High Impact 102.1 FM. Let's briefly go on a break. And when we return, we'll go to the part B of our conversation that has to do with government and the way it relates with Nigerian citizens, if it is adequately deploying PR as an instrument of governance. Do stay with us.
Beyond the everyday conversations, away from the noise and rumors, despite the trends, every word counts and it stays on record. Every weekday, 9 a.m. on your urban lifestyle station, High Impact 102.1 FM. Call us 0700 1021 1021. WhatsApp 0907 224 5018.
Looking for something away from the regular? Television shows that will keep you glued to your screen? Then High Impact TV is your best choice. We give you the best television shows, educative and entertaining programs. Keep a date with our breakfast show, Tea or Coffee. Weekdays 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Newspaper review. Weekdays 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Midday special. Weekdays from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. We also keep you informed with news around the globe every day 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Also, we have exciting shows like Babbles, Fashionista, SLR, Vibes, Young Boss, and much more for everyone only on High Impact Television. Catch up with us on StarTimes Channel 145, High Impact TV, securing the future.
Put a touch of class and finesse on your brand by advertising with us at High Impact 1021 FM. For more information,
call 0706 393 5694, 0915 958 1881, or 0902 745 3931.
Follow us on our social media platforms at High Impact 1021 FM. Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
On record.
Every word matters.
Welcome back. Many thanks for joining us. We're talking about reputation management and governance. My guest this morning is Samuel Adeyemi, a communications strategist, and we have been having conversation. We talked about this with regards to brands. Now let's go to the public domain. In the political space, how would you assess government's use of public relations in issues like crisis management, policy communication, execution and management, how government manage dissenting opinions when it makes policies, including intolerance from citizens? How does the government manage that? Of course, one of the issue right on the front burner now with regards to policy is the Naira swap policy that every Nigerian is contending with. So how does government use PR, deploying PR as an instrument to ensure governance?
Okay, so PR is called a management function, and there is a reason why it's called a management function. It's called a management function in the sense that every PR person in any organization must be at management meeting. You must be at the top level of management. It's not just be at management meeting, at least you must be at the hierarchy of management.
The echelon of management.
Yes, because every decisions that are coming from management is going to affect their audience, going to affect their target audience. So it's now the responsibility of the PR person in that organization to be able to advise the management appropriately that this course of action you're about to take is going to have adverse effects. It's going to backfire. I was training some people last year, and I was telling them that your job is not even a PR. Your designation is not PR. Your designation is firefighter.
Firefighter.
Yes, you are a firefighter.
Why did you define them that way?
Yes, in the sense that I'm sure when this place was being built, I'm sure you got fire license from they came to teach you what can cause fire and all that. I'm sure you have fire extinguishers all over the place. Yes. So why I call them fire, why we call ourselves fire, why I say PR is firefighting is that you are constantly in crisis mode, because anything can go on. And if you've been able to advise the management appropriately, you whenever a policy is coming up, you cast your mind into how the people will take it, and you come with a strategy to counter any adverse effect that would have. Okay. Now back to the issue of the Naira swap and all that. I don't want to criticize our members that are there, because our members are everywhere.
When you say our members,
PR
persons.
person, yes, they are almost in every organization. But I don't know whether it gave them the advice and the management didn't take it and all that. But when those policies are being turned out, even before, when it's still within the realm of ideas, they are still thinking about it, building it, sharing it with management. The PR person should be able to sound, push it to the PR person. How will the public accept this? Will this cause chaos? Will this, bring bad blood to the organization? Will this bring, negative news to the organization and all that? And then you should be able to come up with strategies to advance, to counter that.
Yes.
So the Naira swap has not been done very well, because it's causing pain. Yes, there is no gain without pain, because we've had the intent behind the idea is to
curb vote buying and all of that.
Vote buying, to reduce money laundering and all that. Yes, that is good. But what about those in the rural areas that they don't have access to banking institutions, that don't have access to to the internet? How do we contain that? What do we do? Even in this Lagos, where
it's a metropolitan city,
exactly, where networks just are erratic. But if the right money is channeled to the banks, there is more money at the ATM. People can go to the ATM and withdraw without any challenge.
Mr. Samuel, I want us to go beyond the peripheral.
Okay.
Let's go deep into it and assume that you were consulted by the government that we have a policy in place, a Naira swap policy.
Yes.
We want to make this policy. These are our intentions and all of that. How would you have planned towards doing it? What would have been those cushion effects that you would have put in place to make sure that even when the policy comes and there's an adverse effect, it wouldn't be chaotic as worse as we have it today?
Yes, there should have been a public enlightenment. Have different
they will say
outreach.
If they said that, those who have looted funds would have gotten a tip-off, then they would have looked for a better way out without giving that tip-off.
But in the policy that was rolled out, if you want to deposit a certain amount, you have to swear to an affidavit. It's already there, so you can't deposit money anonymously.
Like 100 billion.
Not even up to 100 billion. I think 5 million naira upward. You have to swear to an affidavit or something like that.
Okay.
You have to swear to an affidavit. You have to submit your means of ID. So you can't deposit money anonymously. So those that have sludge money, buried money in tanks, whatever, takeaways, or the thieves, the bandits that have collected, ransom and all that.
Yes.
Once they are bringing it out, don't worry, just bring it out. Come to the bank, deposit it, and then you bring your means of identification, and then the law enforcement agents can then start probing. So where did you get this money from?
Okay.
So you said you have 100 million on your account. What's your source of wealth? What have you done to gain this? You understand? So there should have been a proper enlightenment. You understand? And then there should have been, after that, there should have been a kind of, different outreaches to different groups of people. Market women, have a town hall with different market women, different market groups, different professional groups, have town halls with them, let them understand the benefits of the policy, identify influencers that can influence the public, that can influence different group of people.
How give us a time frame that this exercise should have been carried out before action proper?
Okay, so I think CBN gave about 2 months notice.
Was that enough for a population like Nigeria?
So I feel that even 1 month is enough if we have the right facility.
1 month?
Yes, is enough if we have the
What's
right facility.
the right facility?
So for instance now, CBN knows how much was in circulation. They say it was about, I don't know, trillions of naira. Trillions of naira.
Yes.
So they know trillions of naira is in circulation. So it's just simple. If you are depositing 100 million naira, yes, because of cashless policy, they will not want to give you 100 million back. So you need cash. Then you swap. You just swap. You just, okay, I want 5 million naira, I'm depositing 10 million naira. Immediately you are depositing it, they are giving you 5 million naira. And the ATMs are filled with money. You can go to the ATMs and have new naira notes.
New naira notes.
Exactly. New naira. The ATMs are already filled with new naira notes. People can go to the ATMs and have the money. They can be able to. But now you can't even go to the ATMs and have money. You can't even go to the ATMs and get the money. Okay. So if all those monies are already there, they know how much. They know that we are still a dominant. The cash is still dominating this economy.
Yes.
You understand? So they already know the channels where they pass those money to. You understand? But I know the part of corruption, how our people also, the way we also act.
Before we go to that part and go to the other part of our conversation, I need us to take this into another aspect of people who this policy affected so much that they are vulnerable people. They are not this corrupt sets of people that we are talking about. People, the average people on the streets. If a government have policies such as this, let's say it has been brooding over it for 6 months or 1 year ago, and it's talking about implementation. If it was going to do this, the 500 naira notes, the 100, the 1,000 naira note, and the 200 naira notes are the ones that are affected. What happens to the initiative of printing 100 naira notes and 50 naira notes? In fact, even if the 20 naira notes need to be included in excess, but we didn't see that.
Exactly.
That was a big lacuna.
Exactly.
What happened? Would you say public relations actually failed there?
Okay, so PR is not a magic bullet in quotes, but there could have been some actions, some policies that the CBN should have put in place in terms of if they have strengthened their whistleblowing mechanism.
Okay.
So what do I mean? So we've had allegation of people, of bankers, round tripping, sending the money and all that.
Yes.
So if there is a strong whistleblowing, mechanism in all these banks,
yes.
So there is a record of this is how much is going to this branch.
Okay.
This is how much has been,
stuck into the ATMs.
Stuck into the ATM, paid into
via the counter.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I don't think there will be all these challenges will arise. You understand? But we've been having allegation of CBN feeding these banks and then the money
it's not coming up.
Finding its way into the parties,
into the hands of
politicians and all that. So I believe that is even the major challenge. I believe when CBN have been saying this proposal, they feel that okay, it's just sending money to banks and then the bankers will be truthful and then they will disburse it to people. But we've had allegation of the money finding its way into parties where people still buy it and then into the hands of politicians.
Okay, let me mention this before I go to the next. Fuel scarcity is a recurrent problem in this country.
Yes.
And just naming. In fact, currently now we are experiencing one. It's just that it's declining the way things are. Since it's a recurrent problem, do you not think, or if you were in the shoes of probably the NNPCL or in the government agency that is in charge of this? What sort of public relation mechanism that will be effective to deploy to make sure that even though sometimes these fuel scarcities it's not anticipated, they just sprang up like that?
Okay, so I talked about being always in crisis mode.
Okay.
Yes, I'm a Christian.
Okay.
I have faith.
Okay.
I'm optimistic.
Crisis mode.
Yes.
The governing authorities.
Yes.
Are they always on that? Are they always on their toes and in crisis mode? Like anything can go wrong.
Exactly. That is what we feel that the government should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Just plan for the worst. So if the worst happened, what should be our response? So I was listening to the NNPC. Is NNPC Limited now?
Yes.
I think the CEO
Yes,
is now
NNPCL.
Limited. NNPC Limited. Yes. So I was listening to his interview last week or so, and then was talking. He put the blame on the flood that happened last year.
Yes.
That covered the whole of part of Nigeria.
Yes.
And all that, and how that has caused a lot of
damage,
a domino effect all over the place. So, if before then, at least we had the meteorology,
Nigerian Meteorological Agency,
predicting there will be a lot of rainfall, there will be flooding. In fact, there is another prediction that's coming out now. So they need to know that, okay, this is going to cause, it's going to wreak havoc.
Yes.
So what should be our response? Do we have a backup plan? You understand? And be able to, encourage Nigerians. Don't let us panic, because one of the things also that is causing this scarcity is panic buying.
Okay.
Some people are panicking. Okay, let's just buy. Let me stock it and all that. And that's also part of what is affecting the naira, because there is already a certain amount of fuel that is being sent to different petrol stations and all that. But if you want to fill your tank and you know that there is fuel challenge all over the place, you carry jerry can, you carry your this thing, fill it, and then in fact if you had a fuel dump in your office or in your house, you fill the whole place and all that. So if people have been sensitized that, okay, we can assure you that within 1 week we'll deal with this. People's minds will be at rest.
And you stick to your word.
Exactly, stick to your word, because one of the challenge is that people think that PR is about telling lies. PR is about bribery and corruption. No, the foundation of PR is truth. So if you consistently display effectiveness, professionalism, effectively display that you are a man of your words. So for a brand that consistently promise, we always be with you, we always do this, we always do that. So if for the first time you fulfill your promises, the second time you fulfill your promises, the third time you fulfill your promises, they would believe that, okay, this person is consistent, this organization is consistent, this entity is consistent. You understand? So I think the challenges has been trust.
Okay.
The trust is not there.
The trust is not there. Now
Yes.
let's go a little bit deeper. Political parties in Nigeria are, political parties, politicians, they are worst known for this. They come out during or before elections, they bring out documents of manifestos, they read it out to the people. Of course, the people are very much aware of the difficulty in the country and all the areas of challenges they are currently contending with, and they feel the politicians know too. So the politicians carve their manifestos within these challenges and they sell it to the people. The people buy these things they call manifestos. Then when they get into place of office, they soon forgot the people. The thing is, this is not the first, this is not the second, this is not the third time. And if it is consistently on the negative side, like you said, trust is gone.
Yes.
But to some certain extent, it doesn't look like trust goes. People still go with the failures, in quotes, with those who promise and do not fulfill the promises. Would you say public relations in that aspect has succeeded in lying to the people, or why those people keep going towards the wrong direction?
It has not succeeded in lying. It has even succeeded in convincing that set of people that have gone ahead to still vote
patronize.
Yes, because everybody has interest. And
Okay.
so for example now, there are 3 major political parties running. These 3 major, running for presidency now, these 3 major political parties are carrying the aspiration of different kind of people.
Okay.
I can tell you that there are people that can die for these 3 people because they are carrying some level of aspiration of a certain level of people.
Okay.
There are people that Tinubu appeals to. There are certain people that Atiku appeals to. There are certain people that Obi appeals to.
Yes.
You understand? So these people are carrying some level of aspiration. They've been able to communicate their aspiration
To those people.
And that is why they keep going back to vote them. And that is why, people on the side of Tinubu are reaching out to people on the other side.
Okay.
People on Obi, they're also reaching out.
Right.
That is the essence of campaign.
Okay.
You understand? If we had a level playing ground and people are allowed to vote, that is where that is why the campaign is. That's the essence of campaign. To convince you that no, I have the best. I have your commitment. I have your interest at heart. Vote for me. So I don't think the PR has failed.
Okay.
In fact, PR has succeeded in communicating the ideals of each of these candidates to their target audience.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, on the other hand, let's talk about government agencies.
Yes.
Sometimes you see, including the Nigerian police force, when something goes wrong in public and people complain, and probably people go to social media. Now, let's even focus on social media and how that has been deployed as an instrument for the purpose of PR. And people go to complain. Sometimes the feedback you get from such organizations, they grandstand. They don't try to appeal to both parties. Why do we always have that? That's better, and most of the time it is the PR agents that do those things.
Okay, so the agency of government can do more, but they are doing something. So yesterday I was telling somebody that there was a foul smell coming out of a place where I was coming from. I said, do you know that if you send a complaint to the Ministry of Environment in Lagos, they will come to this place and do something?
Okay.
We've heard stories, I don't know whether you've heard stories of people that are complaining about churches that are disturbing some neighborhood.
Okay.
And they will come there and they will shut down that church or mosque that is disturbing neighbor. Maybe they have all nights and then the people cannot sleep and all that.
Okay.
But compared to the quantum of the issues that are happening and all that, they may not have enough hands. Last Saturday, there was a party that was having a rally in Lagos and there was complaining about some hoodlums attacking some people in Nigeria and all that.
Okay.
The spokesperson for the Lagos State Command came on Twitter and said they are on it, that they've arrested the culprits and all that.
Yes.
So, but they may not have, the complaint may not have the level of complaint may not be at par with the level of response.
Okay.
Yes, we could do more. I mean, government officials can do more, no doubt, but I'm sure they are doing something, but they can just do more.
Okay. Do remember that the lines to call 0700 1021 1021 0700 1021 1021. You can equally send WhatsApp messages to 0907 224 5018. Okay, we have a question. Is PR not about sugarcoating bitter pills? Some politicians with no good track record employ PR to endear themselves to the people and eventually fail to deliver. Does the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations have a way of rejecting such people when they come?
Okay, so PR people are like lawyers. Everybody deserves to be heard. You understand? When somebody is accused and is brought to the law court and all that, you are entitled to a counsel to speak on your behalf. Like I mentioned, nobody is totally bad in quotes. I mentioned these 3 group of people.
Yes.
You still have millions of people
running after them.
them.
Yes.
there are still some inequality in all these people.
Okay.
Tinubu is pro-business. Atiku is pro-business. Atiku, I mean, Obi is also pro-business, small business, growing the economy and all that. If you look at them very well,
we
each
have a
of
call.
them. Okay,
Sorry
you have a
to
call.
interrupt you. We have a call. Good morning and welcome to On
Beyond
Record. Yes.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling us from, please.
Okay, my name is Chidi. I'm calling from Ikeja.
Okay.
So first with the PR. So Lai Mohammed has good PR, and that's why he keep lying to us. Buhari has good PR. That's why he's telling us that he has fulfilled his promise and he has not disappointed anybody. You see, in this whole PR thing, you just want to make people, you just want people to hear what they want to hear. That is what Nigeria has from PR to. And that, again, does not make sense to me. Second, on the issue of the CBN policy and the cash swap and the new note, we keep hiding behind our finger. Most of the guys in the bank got their job through one of these politicians.
Okay.
A friend of mine went over the counter in Abuja to withdraw new notes, 300,000. Me and you, if you go into the bank, if you are lucky to get 5,000 over the counter, you're lucky.
2,000
now,
actually.
this person is because she knew someone in the bank or she knows somebody in the bank. If because she knows somebody in the bank and she's able to get 300,000, imagine what happens to me if I'm the one that helped you get that job. I'll get as much as I want, right? So the CBN policy, as far as I'm concerned, has failed because you're trying to cut vote buying from the same people that have access to the money. So that is the next one. Then the other contribution, he made something that I think is appropriate. They should have test run the mind of the people. So the PR people in the CBN should have at least analyzed how people would have reacted, criticized themselves before bringing it out to the public. And before now, you asked if we have experienced anything from a company that promises something.
Yes.
And for me, it's yes. A popular airline in Nigeria will tell you, oh, your piece is their goal. But in reality, you go there, your piece is actually not their goal. It's your pain that is their goal. Right? You are supposed to fly for 6, you end up leaving for 10 or 11. And no apologies. They feel like they are doing you a favor.
Okay. Thank you so
go
much.
You go to the bank and okay, thank you.
No, please go on. Just finish up with your line of your last.
Okay, I went to the gas station yesterday to fill the car, and in the whole station, I wouldn't call the station because you said we shouldn't.
Yes.
Only
please.
one POS is working, and everybody that is supposed to make payment is chasing this one guy with the POS, and the guy is feeling like he's one mini god.
Okay.
Right. So I decided, since you filled my car, so I waited. I said, I'm not chasing this guy anymore. So the guy like, oh, God, others are following you or you are not following. I said, why should I be following you? If you want to collect money, you collect money. If not, I will just go. But you already filled my car. So it's either you come, service us that you have dispensed to.
Okay.
Don't make people chase you and the next year.
Okay. Thank you so much for your contribution. You want to respond to some of the things.
Okay, so yes, thank you, sir, for that
within 2
contributions.
minutes.
Yeah, so he mentioned Lai Mohammed and other. Of course, I haven't had time to have all our courses to also pick holes in some of those things that he's saying. But like I mentioned, you can't deny an accused in the temple of justice a counsel. Everybody deserves to be heard. But the foundation of PR is truth, like I mentioned. The foundation of PR is truth. Because one of the ethics of the profession is that you must tell the truth. Propaganda is just like a wave. You must
tell the truth.
Yes, you must tell the truth.
Okay.
Propaganda is, you can use propaganda for a time. People will see through you. Because the fact, like I mentioned, nobody is totally bad.
Okay.
If you look at Donald Trump, that everybody is criticizing, there are some good things that he has done as president of the United States.
Okay.
As president, there are some things he has done. If you look at this present administration as well, there are some things that they have done. and there are some things that they've not done. You understand? So it's also the duty of let me mention it. It's duty of the PR guy, which is like Mohammed Adesina and co, to blow up the good thing that they have done. And it's now the job of the PR in the opposition guys to also pick holes in the things that they have not done.
Thank you understand? Before we go, I needed to briefly talk about the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations and what they actually really stands for, if they're really effective in that sense, and since you've worked there before.
No, I'm the spokesperson for the Lagos chapter.
Okay, yes.
So we are effective because in Lagos, Lagos is the largest chapter of NIPR.
What exactly do they do?
Okay, it's called Nigeria Institute of Public Relations.
Yes.
So it's the institute, it's the organization that is regulating communication practice in Nigeria. Anything public relations, corporate communication, call it by whatever name, market communication. It's the institute that is regulating PR in Nigeria. So we have members. So our members subscribe to the code of ethics, which is truth, and other codes and all that. Okay. So the foundation of PR is truth. So if you have members that are that are not following the laid down rules, lay down this thing, of course you can write to us, and the institute will take it up.
All right. Thank you so much, Samuel Adeyemi, for your time. He's a media strategist, a communication strategist, and we had a conversation about reputation management and governance. Thank you very much for your questions, for our caller and those who were able to submit questions. My name is Oyin Priya Krumale. This is On Record, where every word matters. Until I come your way again tomorrow, do have yourself a fantastic day.
Beyond the everyday conversations, away from the noise and rumors, despite the trends, every word counts, and it stays on record. Every weekday, 9 a.m. on your urban lifestyle station, High Impact 102.1 FM. Call us 0700-1021-1021. WhatsApp 0907-224-5018.
Looking for something away from the regular? Television shows that will keep you glued to your screen? Then High Impact TV is your best choice. We give you the best television